Yo, can you hear me, Caleb?
Yeah, yeah, I got you now.
Okay, I'm trying to um connect this Zoom. Yo, can you hear me, Caleb?
Yeah, yeah, I got you now.
I don't know why it's so blaring in my ear. I'm trying to
It's
um
like a delay. Can you hear us talking?
Zoom. Yo, hold on, let me. Do it sound like it's an echo?
It's like overlapping. It's like a 10, 15 second delay or something.
Really? Okay, hold on.
It may be gone. It's not.
Is it going now?
Yeah, I believe so.
That was me.
Because it would repeat the same thing we said like 10 seconds later. But I think it's gone now.
Okay. Um, how are you feeling today?
Good. It's cold. I just came from outside. It was warm today, but sure, it's cold now.
Yeah,
Not
I ain't
last
been
time.
out. I went outside. Oh, I went outside. I did go outside today. But I feel like I've been in the house for like the past 2, 3 days, really.
I'm trying to be in the house, but I'm getting to let my dog out and stuff. That's the only downside
What
of
kind of dog you got?
a Rottweiler.
Ooh, that's dope. I used to have two of them as a kid.
Yeah, that's all my dad had. And then she back here asleep on the floor now.
I don't know why on YouTube it looks so bad.
It looks, hold on, let me pull it up on my laptop. Let me see what it looks like on my side.
Let's see.
Mhm.
YouTube, it looks so
It looks fine on this side.
really okay. It might be me though. It might be me on my end. Because in here it's like really, really grainy.
No, it's clear on this side. It's clear.
Okay. Okay. Well then it's cool. So uh let me got some plans this weekend?
Babysitting. That's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
You got your nephews?
My mama got them. I'm gonna pop in and hey
Oh
nephew,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I heard
leave.
that.
That's
I
it.
heard that.
That's about it. I'll be back testing, man. I'm trying. Look, I don't know if you know, I don't like losing. I got to get my stuff together. I'm
Yeah.
fishing. That's all I've been doing is just working and back testing and stuff.
So how's that been going?
It's been going pretty good. Like, I think for me, I don't know. I think I'm gonna switch over to US 30. I've been kind of thinking about it and stuff, and I don't know. Nasdaq, it's cool, but I don't know. US 30 been piquing my interest, so I've been kind of back testing with that strategy and playing around with it and stuff, and get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
So why the change in Nasdaq though?
I don't know. Hold on, let me look. Um,
And when I ask that though, I'm not saying like that's a bad change or a bad switch. I just want to know like, you know,
I've always been curious about it, but it's been weighing on me though.
yeah,
I don't know, something just like let's try US 30, and a lot of the strategies that I do watch and like watching your videos and stuff. A lot of y'all are on US 30. I think I may like that more. I've
yeah,
tried Nasdaq for a while now, but it's cool. But I'm just curious about US 30, so there's no like
yeah.
particular reason. I just want to
I
see.
think I like US 30 because of the volatility. So like for the most part at 9:30, you're going to get a push, right? Like it might be a heavy push too. So I know that you were talking about you had the strategy of 9:30, kind of just waiting for that breakout, that push, 5 minute time frame, and just kind of riding that one candle, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So US 30, I think that can grant you well doing that. Um, of course, you have some days where it's just super inconsistent, right? So like it's not really going to push one direction. It might go back and forth before it go in direction. So you kind of, be mindful of those kind of days. But US 30, I think you will like it because of that. It goes really fast. So you will have to kind of get in your entries really quickly if you're
Mm.
going to be trading it at 9:30. And just remember that whenever you do get into a trade, however you buy it at, you might not get into that entry, right? So that I think that um sometimes that can be a killer because you might be trying to buy at a specific point, but
Mm.
then you don't get in, like it don't register until maybe it's done already, maybe lost you $20. You ever get into a trade you're already down,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So
definitely.
that also kills your profit as well, right? And
Yeah,
also kills the way that you can kind of defend each trade because you're already in a position where you don't want to be in. You
yeah,
see what I'm
that is
saying?
true. Yeah, because I think like lately my timing has been off, so just trying to tighten that up. And I
Yeah.
have, even though I've been trading 100, I have been looking at US 30, just comparing how it moves, and during
Yeah.
around that time. But like I said, which I'm already up at just like 6, 7 anyway. I think I'm gonna go back to a 7 and just slow the pace down instead of just riding it, because it worked for a little bit. But like I said, I think I had too many things going on in my strategies. I'm like, let me
Yeah.
just go back to where I started, start there, build that stronger, and then tweak that strategy from there,
Mhm.
or leave it alone, or whatever. So,
Yeah. Look, and there will be times where you do have those kind of seasons where it's just like, oh, I need to dial back.
mm-hmm.
Like I know you heard me say before, like you don't want your mind to ever get cloudy in trading because
Yeah,
whenever it starts to get cloudy, you have so much in your thought process because you've heard this, you've heard that, and you haven't found yourself,
yeah,
right?
I was
So that's the
consuming too much.
biggest
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing that you was consuming a lot, right?
mm-hmm.
Because that's just a part of the learning. That's just learning, right? That's like me telling you, hey, Kayla, just stop learning today. What you know today is enough.
Yeah,
No, that's not realistic, right? And that's just not good. So I think it's okay to um, continuously learn, but at the same time, you have to. I actually just made a video about this on pruning. You have to actually prune so that what you have learned actually applies to what you do. So sometimes you can know so much stuff, but yet it does you no good. It's actually in the way
mm,
of what you're trying to accomplish, right? So like I can know everything about swing trading, but if I never swing trade, what good does it do? You know
right.
what I'm saying? So you have to continuously learn, but make sure that as you learn, you're applying the right pieces where they need to, like where they belong. Because if not, you're gonna have a cloudy mind and you're gonna start thinking about everything that everybody said. And you're never going to get to a point where you're just like, this is what I do and this is what I stick to, you know?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I think my strategy was, I'm grabbing one piece from here, one piece from there, and it was all coming together, but coming together in the wrong way. I'm just like, okay. But the thing is, like, you don't know until you do it. You have to go through that process to figure out
Hmm.
first. And like, okay, I think like everything's kind of started blending together. But I'm not mad at what happened. It's just a learning experience, and
Yeah.
that's just how it goes. So, and my whole, like, from beginning, I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. That's all I want to do is keep it simple. And then I'm just like, what? Just keep it simple. Like, what am I doing? I don't know. So I'm just taking it back to the basics, and just because it was working.
Yeah.
And maybe honestly, I might have got too antsy about it. Hey, that one time I gotta, multiply, I gotta do this. Like, let's keep it going. And that's
Hmm.
probably more than likely what it was and stuff. But like I said, I don't think I did anything wrong. I think I was just consuming a lot of things. And then I probably put too much pressure on myself, but you just gotta slow the pace down sometimes. I
Yeah.
think that's the main thing.
That's
Um,
it.
and I think um um I'm just gonna, I don't know. I think I'm taking a break on the prop firm and just flip my own account and just let it grow. Because I'm just like, okay, which is cool, but the prop firm I was doing a 80, the 80-20 split. I'm just like, man, if I just keep building my own account, I don't have to, you can only draw once a week, do an 80-20 split, like just build my own account. If I just get it, just because honestly, it's like a snowball effect. If it don't take, once you get it going, like a good couple weeks in or a month in, like I can do it. So I'm just like, I'm just starting over. I'm just
That's
gonna
it.
account and just let it snowball and go from there. So
Bruh, just you saying that is growth. Like you understand, like the more that you go through different things, the more that you even fail, it's actually building you. So like now you understand, like, okay, like I don't like fund accounts. Let me focus on building my own account. Right?
yeah,
Like that's what I'm going to focus on. It's those small things that it's like, okay, if I didn't go through this, then I never would have known that I should focus on this area, right? So you building your own account might be the perfect thing for Caleb. But if you didn't go through this, then you'd be like, man, like,
yeah.
you know.
And I've
So
never been like a rule person. I'm like all these rules, and I don't know. I think that add a little bit more pressure. I'm like, well, I need my money right now, or maybe I don't want to
yeah,
do this today, or whatever. But it's just, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it. I probably will do it
yeah,
again, but right now,
yeah,
I'm just gonna just focus on building my own account because
yeah,
after you do the evaluation, you pay for the evaluation, you do this, you do that, you could just put all that effort into your own account and grew it
hmm,
the same way. Like you just got to
yeah,
be patient. So
yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Hey, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of freedom in it. I always just say, make sure that you are still applying rules though. Like,
Yeah,
don't get crazy.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah. No, no,
saying?
no, no. I'm still gonna stick to my strategy, my
Yes,
trades. I'm still
yes,
gonna manage my percent. I watch that closely, but as far as like just all the other stuff, I personally could do without.
yeah,
And maybe when I get a little better or as I go on, I may try it out again and see how I like it. But for right now, I'm just grow my own account.
right. Ain't nothing.
Working on getting
Yeah,
my strategy down. Like you said, once you get your strategy down, everything else will come. So
yes,
that's the most important thing. If I can lock down my strategy and be confident in my strategy and it works, then everything else is gonna snowball and be my own prop firm for myself. So
that's it. Like the strategy, the cool thing about having a strategy is the strategy take care of itself. Like it's kind of like if you have grandma's recipe, you ain't got to change it. Just follow grandma's recipe. The recipe itself is going to bring success. Your strategy is the same way. Like you just following what the system says do, and you don't got to think about it no more. You
mm-hmm.
don't think about how I'm gonna do this. Oh my God, I'm frustrated. Like, no, just follow my system. My system tells me what to do. I just do it and let the outcome be the outcome.
Yeah,
And if you have a good system, then you're gonna have good outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Even
yeah,
on a bad day, your bad day ain't really a bad day. Like my bad day is really not bad days, Kayla. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying? So like if I'm risking, let's say that I'm risking $150 on a trade. Well, for me, a bad day is losing like between 60 to $70. That's like a really, really bad day. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? That's not even a 1-to-1. I'm not even risking that much.
yeah, yeah.
But because of the way I trade, it's like, and that's me taking multiple trades. That might be me taking like two, maybe three trades, and I'm losing that much. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just simply because of how I'm entering and how I'm exiting the market. So once you find that system that is just consistent, bro, you be unstoppable, bro. And as long as you do what you're supposed to do, now it's two things. You having a good system and making sure Caleb manages Caleb the right way. At
Yeah.
that point, bro, it's
It,
it's free game.
and like it's really like a sport or exercise. You have to keep doing it because you can't oh, I want to trade today or I had a good week trading or this and just stop. You have to exercise your strategy. You have
Yeah.
to practice. And like I don't care. For me, I got a taste of winning. I'm like, okay, this is good. Let me back test. I gotta keep it going. I like this. So I didn't have the problem of not back testing. Like, no, even if you don't do it long, just exercise that muscle. Do one or two trades a
Yeah.
day or whatever. Just
Yeah.
I'm back testing again and again. I'm trying to see like what's going on, and then and I may be a little. I may I may, no, I won't say freak out, but like if I lose the first couple days, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep losing, like, whatever. But then I kept going, like, all right, wait a minute, like, what's going on with my strategy? I don't know. So you just gotta like check yourself. But
Mhm.
you can still have a good strategy and have the losing streaks or whatever. But for me, I'm like, all right, nah, it's starting to continue. I gotta call Curve and see what's going on. What am
Yeah.
I what am I doing wrong? But and I don't know, like, so when I back testing is good in TradingView. I'll back test there, but it's still a little bit different than the actual market, than it actually moves. And I don't know. I think I noticed for me, I will get knocked out of my trade a little bit early. And I did drop down to the 5 minute time scale because I thought I liked that more. But I think that was messing me up more because I started off on a 15 minute and then I moved to the 5 minute time frame, and that's like looking inside of that 15 minute candlestick. So it's going to be more volatile. It's going to move a little bit more. So I think that might have made me more hasty with my stop loss. So with closing it out, I'm gonna close it out. So I think that made me a little bit more anxious. So like I said, I'm just going to go back to what I know.
Mm-hmm.
To the 15 minute, it moves good enough for me, and I still will use it for 5 minutes, but I won't rely on it as heavily as I was before.
Yeah.
And just slow the pace down, just like breathe, just let it go, just slow the pace down, like
Yeah.
just like don't close it out, or I'm just gonna go back to what I know and back to my frame and everything. And I know one time we did speak about just growing how to increase your profit or growing it, and just riding a couple candlesticks, that does work, and it did work. That's how I cashed myself out the first time. But
Yeah.
I think I prefer starting off at 7 o'clock because you get that momentum and you can kind of see where the market is going better because you got more history by the time 9:30 comes to, like,
Right.
you're in it longer, so you got to feel for it longer. So I'm just backing up and just starting back to what I know. So framing
That's
my goal zones and everything because it's simple. And
yeah,
I
it
was
is.
like, I was watching your video. I think it was the last strategy video you put out, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, how did I get off of this path? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
trade your goal zones, frame
That's
it up.
it.
Like, I was like, why did I add on? I don't know.
But it's listen, it's nothing wrong like what you were doing. Like it was good. So like it's real good. It's you know what you thought about?
Complicated. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know why. I just thought about like as a parent, and I'm not saying I'm your parent by far. Do not take it like
Yeah,
that. But
no, no,
like
no.
what I just felt like when you said that, it seemed like that was like a conversation I feel like I had with my parents before. It was like, I ain't gonna listen to y'all. I'm gonna go do what I want to do. And then I come back home and be like, man, I messed up. I wish I'd listened. You know what I'm saying? And I listen, and I'm not saying that I got
Yeah,
like the crystal
no.
ball. No, I'm not saying that at all. It's just the way that sounded. It was just
Yeah.
felt like
Because that's what it feels like. I'm like, okay. I was like, I left out to the world. Told me
like
to
it's
live.
hard out here, you
And,
know?
and then
But
like, okay, like low key, because it kind of sneak up on you, because like you keep adding a little bit of this and watching this and consuming
yeah.
information and add on to this strategy. And then you look back and I was like, how did I get laid? It wasn't even playing. I'm just like, all right,
That is funny. That's actually really funny to me. That's actually really funny.
that's pretty much what it is. But even in doing that, it still taught me a lot. And it's like,
Yeah.
some
Like
things
a
you have to
prodigal
gotta
son.
go through it. Yeah, you gotta just go through it.
Bro, but again, like I told you earlier, like you got reward though. Like you passed two prop firms, which is absolutely insane, especially how long you've been trading, like 2 months now. You've already 2 to 3 months. You already passed two prop firms, um, which many people don't do, or it takes them a lot longer, right? So you've definitely had some success. You had payouts, so you've definitely had some success. Now, I think we just have to find the consistency.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's what we're dealing with now is just making sure that we're consistent in what we're doing. Right
Yeah.
now, again, I never like, hey, do my strategy. Like, no, you do whatever strategy you choose. I just want to help you in that strategy, right? I just want to help you to see like maybe some things you didn't see,
Yeah.
right? So we can actually go over and look at do some back testing. So we can back test. So from the time that you like got on this struggle bus, we
Yeah.
can go to that week and just I don't know, do you remember what week that was?
Man, you can pick any day last week and it was a losing day. So just pick a day.
Okay. Okay, so last week, so what we do, we go to Monday
Okay.
and you traded NASDAQ all week last week, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can yeah,
Okay.
just pick any day. Any day. Literally
All
every day.
right, all right. Cool, 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 cool. Um, I just learned that I can have a little picture of me at the bottom, which is crazy.
On Zoom?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that though, but I could. I wish I could just make it smaller. Ooh, no, I'm gonna be in the way. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. So we are going to go over to, I'm actually curious on this next paper. Wow, this is insane. Kayla, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I got you.
Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah, it's clear. It's
Okay.
clear.
All right. It's over. So I have a big screen. Look at this morning. So this is what I caught this morning. This is actually NASDAQ. So
Mm.
there was two entries that you could have got into for NASDAQ that you'd have had a really, really decent day. But we're not worried about that. We can go to last week. All right.
Uh, yeah, today was
So just so you can see today. So this morning, it is currently, what time is it? It is, that's 9 o'clock. We're gonna go to 7 o'clock. Boom. All right. So this is what I am seeing today. Real simple like, right?
mm,
So this particular morning, um, I see this right here, Kayla. So as you can see, overall, we're in an uptrend. We can clearly see that we're in an uptrend. Like the market overall is in this bullish position, right?
yeah,
That does not mean that we're necessarily going to stay in this bullish position. And honestly, I don't really care what we do, if we stay in the bullish position or not. So of course, you remember we got the touch here. We got the touch here, right?
mhm,
Now we're going to see that we're going to bring this and we're going to bring this right over here, just like this. Boom. The reason that we're doing that because this is super consistent. All right. So we got a touch here, we got a touch here, we got a touch here. So we're getting 3 touches. I don't care if we would have got 2 touches, I would still gonna create the same thing, right?
yeah,
Now we see that we got a channel. Now I know that you see this, but because I am on the live Zoom, I'm still gonna mark it up just in case somebody else uh, you know, looks it looks smoother for someone else. But for you, I know you got it. So for everyone that may be watching or maybe watch later, they can see the actual gold zones that I'm always stressing about. All right. So we got these 3 touches here, these 2 touches at the bottom. But it is now 6:45. I am not in the market yet, Kayla. I am not looking at the market. Well, I might be looking at the market.
mhm,
So price breaks out. This is 6:40. Once price breaks out, now this is kind of whenever we start paying attention to the candle. What is a candle doing? So especially whenever we're getting breakouts. So whenever we get a breakout and we got this green candle here, this is a confirmation. Okay, this might be a retest for another push up to the upside because we broke this downtrend that was happening, right?
Right.
The goal, our goal though, even though I clearly see that we broke it, my goal is this is still my gold zone down here. So my new gold zone would not be, these are already eliminated, right? Because we already broke out of this. So this channel is really not doing us no good. This trend line is still vital though, because this was once our resistance. That's why we were getting bounce, bounce, bounce. It is now became our support level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now this is our new floor. So this trend line is still very valuable for us. We need this because this is our new gold zone. So I'm going to delete these and we're going to just move this one over here. Boom. This is our new gold zone. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to do this. Boom. And that's that. Oh, let's see. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh yeah, this is it. This is still 30. But for this particular day, it would not be 30. I will have this thing super tight just because 30 was it's just too far
A
down.
lot.
Yeah, I don't need all that. But I'm saying that, right? But I want you to understand, I would not change my lot size.
Mm-hmm.
You could, and you could just grow your lot size and you could risk the same amount you typically risk for just a tighter stop loss. But for me, I'm just going to leave my lot size as is, right? Because now I'm in defensive mode,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I'm cool if we make profit, like that's great. But right now I'm in defensive mode, and I understand that if price comes up to this point here, I still made a 1-to-1, which is 30.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm not looking for price to come all the way down here. I don't want that. So I am going to let's just say I have it right here at I don't know 15 for now, whatever. But once price broke out of here, Caleb, I'm still waiting for a new candlestick to come down here. So this
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm doing. So boom, 7 o'clock. We still didn't get that touch that we was looking for. Boom, price pushing up. Price is still panning out. And so if price never comes down here, my next zone is right here. I just got totally distracted. I heard somebody talking outside. But my next gold zone is up here.
Yeah.
Boom. Now, mind you, 7 o'clock. I always tell you, Kayla, 7 o'clock is why the reason I trade is because there's not a lot of pressure in the market. A lot of times, a lot of support and resistances get respected,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there is two key levels. I got this level here, and I'm also looking for price to come down here for a bounce to the downside. Even if it don't give me a big bounce,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to give me enough, right, that I can start defending the trade. That's all I care about at this point, right? So right now we're chilling. We haven't gotten to a trade yet because price didn't come back down here. If I would have gotten that 645, that would have been a perfect entry on this retest.
Mm-hmm.
But price did what it did. So boom, we're still waiting. Boom. Now you could have got in right here. It did break through some, but it reversed back up. Okay. So it reversed back up. So as soon as it started reversing back up, you could have started doing this right here. You could have moved this up. So typically what I do is I'll put it right behind the candle. But because this was just a strong candlestick, I would still just make this a lot tighter and probably slide it all the way up here. So now let me just go to 5. So now for me having a 30 stop loss, I'm all the way down to 5. So that means that if I'm risking $100 on this trade, I'll probably be losing, I don't know, I'll probably lose $15, $20,
Yeah.
right? I'm cool with that. Like I am defending the trade, but yet I'm in profit right now. However much this is, whatever 15 would be, that's half. So that'd be like $50. Cool. I'm defending this trade. That's what we're looking for right there, Kayla. So this will be a great exit, right? So up here, which would have been that 1-to-1 that we're talking about, but we could have also did this if you chose to, right? Because we won that first trade, we'll have a super tight stop loss. So let's just say we went to 5 on this particular day, or we went to 10, whatever. We could just let's just do, I don't know. Let's just do right here, 6. But we could have closed there. This candlestick came. So once this candlestick came up here, it came all the way back down here, but then it just pushed up right here again.
Mm-hmm.
We could just be chilling this trade. Boom. Look at that. You could have exit down here. You could have exit whenever you wanted to exit, honestly.
Yeah.
But look at
And
that. It's crazy.
it's like a ping pong ball, and like you can kind of predict where it's going.
Yes.
Ride that wave,
Yes.
short line, ride that wave. So for me, if my rule is 2 to 3 trades a day, I'm
Mhm.
only gonna ride 2 to 3 waves, good or bad. That's it. I'm done. Because
Yeah.
after that, all right, it's kind of then you kind of like gambling. You're probably gonna get greedy.
Yeah.
Because for
Yeah.
the longer I trade, the more my efficiency goes down. So 2 to 3, I have to be out.
Yeah.
My
You know
provision.
what? And for me, the longer I look at the market, I start getting more confused. Like I
Yeah.
know exactly what to do, right? But the more I stare at it, the more I start to second guess things, the more I start to overcomplicate things because I keep looking at it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's starting to like twist into something weird. But bro, it
Yeah.
is what you see the first time. That's what it is. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but it makes
saying?
it more complicated than what it is. I don't know why, but I'm the same way. I'm just like,
Like that, like, yeah. So hold on, I'm sorry, Kayla. I'm I'm reading a YouTube question. I'm trying to get better at having, being able to answer questions as far as on this YouTube. So what I decided to do is get my iPad this time, so I won't have to keep going back and forth.
yeah. And I probably look crooked because I'm on my iPad and laptop too. So.
Nah, you good. Hey, good afternoon, Denisha. So hello, what is the reason why you wouldn't look for a retest there, or do you? So, Denisha, I am assuming that you are talking about uh down here. I'm not quite sure if you're talking about at this bottom level here, why would I like if I would look for a retest or not. But just to give you my whole retest ordeal, the way that I am trading is I look for retest in certain positions. So like if okay, so yes, perfect. So all right, I'm just gonna kind of explain this again. I hope it helps. So whenever we had this breakout here, cool. This was at 6:30, so I'm not even trading yet. This right here at 6:45 would be my retest. So once we got this strong bullish candle here and it broke out and price came and closed above this support, well, once resistance, now support level. At that point, I am waiting for another candle to get down here, right? So this would be my next entry again because I start trading at 7 o'clock, and this was at 6:45. And I don't know what just happened to my screen, but what in the world? Kayla, can you see my screen still?
Yeah, I still got your screen.
Is it my trading screen up?
Yeah, your trading screen is up.
Okay, okay, okay. On my screen, it went somewhere else. So once we see this candle and this candle broke right here, I will look for price to come back down. So even if our next candle was to push down here and touch this level here, where I'm getting in for the trade, because I am confident because we are in a bullish overall position and we broke out of this downtrend. Well, I'm confident that we're going to push up to the upside. My goal, like my exit goal, is here. This is the exit goal, right? The reason I don't always look for, confirmations and stuff like that is because I feel as though sometimes when you're looking for confirmation, you're just missing out on an opportunity, especially if you're trading at gold zones, right? So, of course, Denisha was here yesterday where we talked about this is a gold zone, this will be a gold zone, and also this will be a gold zone because we seen this ping pong effect. So if you was getting in here within in the middle of the night, well, this would have been a gold zone for you, or you probably wouldn't have seen this one because it wasn't created yet. But this one, let's not even say this one because it wasn't the second one yet. So this one or this one would be your perfect gold zone, right? At 7 o'clock. But this is what I'm looking for right here. I'm looking for a price to push down, but it didn't. So Denisha, I would not get into this trade because it is not doing what I want the market to do. Now, if you was to get into this trade here, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but for me particular, I want to get in at such a perfect entry that I will wait until price touches this again and then ride it back up. So I hope that does make sense. So in a sense, I am looking for a retest at the bottom, but I don't always look for a retest, if that makes sense. Kayla, is that making kind of sense, Kayla? If I'm not.
Yeah, it makes sense. You can kind of, I guess it depends on your trading style. You could
Yeah.
keep riding it up, or you can let it,
Yeah.
retest again and then ride that wave up. So
Yeah.
it's like, two different ways,
Right.
the same thing.
So for me, I am looking for like this right here was my retest. So this red candle was it for me, right? That was all the indicator I need. But I was still looking for another candle to touch here just so I can play great defense because I would hate to get up here and then not be able to really play defense. And then like I'm stuck, right? So now if price comes back down and retests again, it's probably going to close me out. So I would rather just get that perfect entry. So now I can have a super tight stop loss and know that price is probably going to continue to go to the upside as it did. And this would have been that second entry right here, boom, at that top level here. If I would have took it, because a lot of times I would probably just take that one. I'm probably done for today, that first one. But if you would have missed it, you still could have got in
Yeah.
here. No hesitation, though, because we have to remember that because we're trading gold zones, you cannot really have hesitation. If you have hesitations, you're going to, and I should have said this the other day, these gold zones play as trampoline effects. They're like trampolines. So even if price was continuing to go up to the upside, unless there's a lot of pressure in the market, for the most part, it's going to come to your gold zone, give a bounce, and then a push up if it still wants to go to the upside because it play as trampoline effects. So you want to come to these levels here, get in, don't hesitate, and even if it pushes down a little bit, like if price comes down a little bit, guess what? You can start moving your stop loss. Like I can start dragging my stop loss and defending because I'm giving price the opportunity to do whatever it wants to do down here. Like if it breaks to the upside with it, I'm kind of confident that's going to continue to push up. And if it doesn't, like cool, I gave myself a great opportunity to make a lot of money and have a tight stop loss at the same time. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And just to go back a little bit to the go zone for me,
Which one?
for
The bottom one or the first one?
the 645 candle at the go zone right there.
Yeah.
So you were saying how the second candle was your retest. For me, when you tell me don't hesitate, if I'm expecting something, that 645 position, I probably would have entered a long position there. And
that's
I don't know.
That's okay.
But for me, I don't know if that's what messes up my timing sometimes because I enter a little bit too early. I'm a little bit too eager to do it. So that gives me a little bit less room for my stop loss. But then, in the beginning, and I'm still trying to find my sweet spot, but in the beginning, remember, I was having trouble with entering too late and I would kind of get that momentum.
Right.
So I think I'm still trying to figure it out. But for me, where I'm at right now, I would have entered my long position at 645 on that 645 candle because it touched my go zone. So I just would have.
Got you. So at that 645, boom, right here, you would have took off for a long position.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all, right? So the reason, I tell you all the time, the reason I trade at 7 o'clock is because a lot of stuff is respected, right? A lot of support and resistance get respected. The way that you're going to enter the market, you have to remember that, like, whenever you do enter, things are going to get like super detailed because of time. So like these candles are going to move in perfect order for the most part. There are some days whenever news come out, they don't. But for the most part, these candle moves in a perfect order to prepare for 8:30 and 9:30. So 8:30, there's pressure in the market, and also 9:30, there's pressure in the market. These candles here are like preparing for today, right? So like before 9:30 hit, the candle knew it was preparing for this gold zone here to get a pushback down. Right. So as you understand, like, okay, I know that this is a target for today. This is a huge target for today. So what I need to do is I need to enter like perfectly here so that I can take advantage of this before market even opens. That's our goal. Our goal is to get into the market before market opens. Like our goal is to get in while market is preparing itself, right? But there will be times where, we see a setup and it doesn't happen until market opens. But that doesn't change our setup at all. So like I could have just said, you know what, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait until whatever time price touches this level here, I'm chilling. So like if price ever comes to this point, I'm shorting this. because of this here. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Now, if you still could have took this though, like this at 6:45, you still could have took this. I personally probably would have like I did, just I would have just waited, even though I didn't necessarily have to wait. Like getting in here would have been a really good entry, but I personally would have waited, just because of my rules. Like I'm trying to be like trying, but I am like really like disciplined in that area. So I'm gonna wait till I get that perfect entry, and I'm gonna wait until it's 7 o'clock. But if you would have took that 6:45, then that's, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you would have made some good money there.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, like you said, it's two ways to do the same thing, and I don't think it
Yeah,
was a big difference for me. I try to stay disciplined in my strategy, and I think
yeah,
my for me, I think I'm figuring out that my strategy is more um information based. Like, okay, this box got checked off. I did my framing. This point touched my go zone. This box was checked off, so I'm gonna enter this trade because my go zone was touched and it was respected. So I guess that's how my strategy works for me. Um,
right.
so and like in it's two ways to do the same thing, but that timing does make a difference because that 15 minutes that's a big time frame.
Hmm.
That's a big, that can knock you out if you enter too soon. And I've been having that problem is I may enter too soon, even though I'm expecting it to do one thing, and it
Right.
does do that, but my timing was off, so I still
Mm.
knocked out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to work on.
Timing is so it is very crucial. Um, it's very crucial. Like that can honestly, Kayla, that honestly can make it or break it is the timing.
Yeah,
Like, you can see the setup. You can see the setup perfectly, but if your timing is off or if you rush it, then you just threw everything out the window just because of details, small details, right?
yeah,
So that's why I try to, when I say like I try to box myself in with rules
mm,
because it takes away the stress now. Now I'm not trying to like, I'm trying to figure out, like, no, I know at 7 o'clock I'm doing this. If I see this, I'm executing, period. Like, and I'm not necessarily looking for a trade at 7 o'clock. My trade setup might not happen until 9:30 or
yeah,
maybe 9:35, but I see it before it happens. That's
yeah,
the goal. That's why I want you to get to a point where you're just like, before the market opens, I see what's taking place. Now,
yeah,
every day is not gonna be perfect. Like the market still does what it wants to do. But I want you to get in your like head, your point where it's just like, bruh, like it's second nature. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I even now,
So
if I see something that I don't like, I don't trade every day because
that's it.
if I'm like, no, I don't feel like losing money today, or I don't
Yeah.
force anything. If I enter something good or bad, it's because okay, I felt justified in doing it. Whether
Mm-hmm.
the ship sinks, I'm gonna go down with it,
Yeah.
or we gonna sail on. You
But
know?
Caleb, you just said a mouthful right there. Like,
Mm.
I'm going to do what I need to do. If it goes down, let the outcome be the outcome. But you can live with that. You cannot live. It's going to really bother you whenever you break your rule or you rushed or you made these small mistakes and it cost you,
Yeah,
right? But if you did everything you were supposed to do and it just went against you, you're like, bro, I still won today. Like, that's a winning day for me. That's still a winning
yeah,
day. Like, because I was disciplined. Like it's more about that than anything. Again, as I said earlier, like your strategy itself is what brings success. You necessarily are not bringing the success. It is your strategy that you have that brings the success, right? So like you going into the market just every day is a new day, every day is a guessing day. No, like go into the market with intent and understanding, okay, this is my job. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my duty and I live with the results. Now trading becomes a systematic thing, and you're not really like having so tied to so many emotions to it because it's a system at that point. It's
yeah,
not fun no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just I make money from it.
yeah,
So like that's why I want to see just traders get to a point where it's just like, bro, trading cool. Like I make millions of dollars from it, but it's
yeah.
cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm trying to get back to make my trading boring because last week been real
yeah,
spicy. I've been losing. I'm like, what am I doing? Been stressed
yeah.
out. I'm like, no. Boring is key. I'm trying to get
Boring is
boring.
key.
Mm.
Boring is key.
I want to know my strategy gonna work. Let it ride
That's,
out. Mm.
that's it. That's it. So Now, forget what I did, what happened today. Forget all that. Last week, we are about to go over that. So if you want to share your screen and show us how you marked it up, and then
Actually, on my iPad, I have my laptop.
okay, well then don't worry about it.
Okay.
Then we won't have to if it's if it's difficult. Don't worry about it.
No, we can go.
So,
Well,
go ahead. You go ahead.
yeah, because I'm on Zoom on my iPad. I got my laptop
Okay.
beside it.
Got you. Okay.
But I can maybe I can walk you through it on yours or
Yeah, that's cool. If you just actually do that because I'm really curious on how you actually um mark this up. But Caleb, let me read this really fast, okay?
okay, yeah.
Denisha, so I actually have some videos about the kind of trading that I do. I don't know if maybe I'm sure there might be some videos out there that maybe somebody trades just like me, but I don't honestly look at, I know this sounds crazy, but I haven't looked at a trading video in so long. So yeah. But I like trading options. So you actually inspired me to go look at the options trade this morning on SPY, and I sent it out to the Telegram. You and Yates. So yes, the strategy will be applied to, in my opinion. I haven't went through every market, so I can't say it works in every market because that would be a lie. But I think it could work in options as well. But looking at futures and indices, I like indices, Anisha, because there is no gaps, and we like price gets super volatile at 9:30, like extremely volatile, especially if you're trading certain indices. Um, I think futures do as well. Maybe I'm not really sure. I don't have too much experience with futures, but I am going to start looking more into it. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Caleb, when you was looking around, was there the strategy the way that I trade, were you getting that information? Same thing?
No, not really. It wasn't.
Different strategy? Different strategy?
Nah, I wasn't seeing a lot of that the way you trade. It wasn't as simple. It's a lot of stuff that's out there is real. It's complicated. It's more complicated than what it has to be.
Right.
They still trade off, support and resistance and stuff like that, but it's different. I don't know how to explain this, so it's different than how you do it.
Right. So also, Denisha, I do know like this will be a whole different world for you if you have never traded indices. And what I mean by that is I'm sure you're going to do excellent in it. I believe you're going to absolutely kill it. But it's just going to be different. So again, because this is like lot sizes, I know what options you're doing, like contracts, and it's a little bit different in that aspect, but this is going to be like lot sizes and things might be a little bit different. But I day trade. I don't know. I think that's what you're asking me. I'm not sure. Oh no, I just wondering what type of trading. Yeah, I guess day trading. I guess that's what you're asking me. I hope I'm not, not answering your question correctly. So Caleb, yes. So let's mark up let's do your last week.
You said you want to start it on Monday?
Yeah. So Monday, 24th. Is that November? November 24th?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or 25th, I'm sorry. And you start at 9:30, right?
Yeah, I usually come in at 9 o'clock.
Okay, 9 o'clock.
And just start praying. You do it on your screen.
30. Well, you got a nice push at 8:30. 9 o'clock. Ooh. This is crazy. You remember this day?
No, not really. I don't even remember it,
Okay, okay.
but it does look good. But so and even so crazy. Even my framing style that had even changed because I was looking at more at I was still using my support and resistance, but I was
Mhm.
also looking for those zones of consolidation, like where is it consolidating that
Yeah.
that general area, and I would just draw my line like straight across horizontal for those zones
Yeah.
of consolidation and try to. So I would do that and then do um my regular framing, just trying to see like what's going on. Where is it? It keeps returning to this area, but
Yeah.
and sometimes and like that's the thing. I would understand what it was doing. My framing was working,
Hmm.
but I really think it was my timing and then the volatility of or the movement of the 5 minute time frame. I think because it moves, faster. So I think I was getting knocked out of trades, or I would just close it because it was just like I don't know that's looking too looking too
Yeah.
iffy. So I
Yeah.
and I really think now just dissecting what I was doing, I think it may have been more of a mental thing than strategy.
That's good. Yeah.
Um, and because like I said, I would kind of predict what will happen and see my long term goal of what I thought it was going to do. I was hitting that most days, but it was executing and getting to that point, not getting knocked out,
Right.
so soon. So
So whenever you was getting knocked out, did you have a like? I'm not here to again. I'm not here to deteriorate you from what you're how you're trading. So
mhm.
like, whenever you was getting knocked out, is because your stop loss was just too tight.
Yeah, my stop loss was getting hit. So for the 100, I would use like a stop loss of 30. Um,
Hmm.
maybe I would increase it to 40, but I don't if I need to. It depends on how it's moving, but most times I do 30, and
Hmm.
then as I go up, I'll do a trail and stop loss.
Got you. Right.
I always do a trail and stop loss because I try to at least get to break even as quick as I can.
Right.
Um,
So let me say this about that. Okay. So if you are trading breakouts, right, you just remember that whenever you start trailing that stop loss like that, and it's not really pushed up like high, a lot of times price comes back. So I trade gold zones. We're doing opposite. You're trading the breakout, I'm trading the gold zone, right? So as you're doing your trailing stop loss, price is just reversing and it's coming back to gold zones. And then it might push back in your direction. So how many times have you took the trade and it came down, stumped you out, and then it went your way again?
often. I don't know that I last week I think that was happening a lot.
Like you just kept seeing like, oh my God, I lost, but price went the way I knew it was going to
It
go.
just kept rejecting and then going back to where.
Right.
So and then I think so I would see that and then I would try to wait, let it ride out a little
Hmm.
bit more, let it mellow out and see if it's going to flip again. But even on that candlestick, the way it was moving, it was just, last to me, in my opinion,
Yeah.
last week was choppy. So
Yeah.
even though the candlestick, it may be going up, it may be green, but before it got there, it was just moving so choppy, and then it would
Yeah.
out before the candle closes out. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. And it could have been that week. You don't know. Sometimes the market is just a bad, like sometimes the market, for whatever reason, can just be really bad, right? Maybe there's some kind of news that's going on that's affecting the market. But some weeks, it's like the market is not giving, especially if you are a person that trades based upon volatility. If you trade it based upon volatility, you're looking for your money is based upon how much pressure is in the market. So if you're not getting much pressure, then you're not going to be as successful as you like because you're trading based upon how fast the market moves, right? How
Mhm.
much push the market is giving. So if you are trading a breakout, a lot of times that's based upon, especially at 9:30, that's based upon the volatility of the market, right? So you're looking for a strong green candle or a strong red candle to give you that clean breakout. But where trouble happens is whenever you get that candle and then it comes back and then it might push up again. Well, when it came back, well, that killed you. And then boom, it took off again.
Yeah.
So that because the trade is based upon volatility. Like I use the reason I know that, and because I used to trade breakouts on the 5 minute time frame, and so I understand this is what turned me away from that. Is
Yeah.
because I didn't like my trades based upon how the market was moving, but instead I wanted to put myself in control to like for the market to move how I want it to move. I know that sounds so crazy, right?
Mm,
The market would never truly move how I want it to move. But I got to a point where it was like the market, I'm not going to trade unless the market does what I want it to do.
yeah.
So I didn't want to take advantage of the market anymore. I wanted to um I want the market to take advantage of what Kirby does. Like let's
Yeah.
switch the
Yeah.
thing. You're gonna follow my lead, right? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna be patient and I'm gonna let price come to where I want it to be before I get in. I'm not gonna just trade because oh shoot, we're getting a breakout now. Oh, I'm not trying to grab this candle. And now this price done fluctuated so much. And it just I keep getting in back and forth. I keep buying, I keep buying, I keep buying, keep getting stuff out. Like, nah, I'm done doing
And,
that.
and that's exactly what happened. So I get what you're saying. Like,
Hmm.
because that's exactly what I ran into trying to catch those breakouts and then you never catching a rhythm even though you kind of know which way it's going to go. If you don't catch that rhythm, it doesn't matter. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I keep buying, I get knocked out. And then for me, okay, I have this limit of 2 to 3 trades a day, but I also know where it's headed. If I can just catch this rhythm,
Yeah.
but then one day I played with managing my percent, my drawdown percent of 4%. So after each trade, I always try to like I try to do my trading journal, but as I'm trading, I'm adding up my profit, my loss, my percent,
Yeah.
how far into the 4% I am. So I'm like, let me
Mhm.
just manage my percent because I need to catch this wave. I know it's gonna go up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you breaking your mental rules, everything.
Yeah.
Like, no, I was just like nothing was working, but I knew where it was going to go. I was like, no, let me
Mhm.
just cut my computer off. I just had to go play with my dog. Like, let me just get.
It happens. It happens. That's the most frustrating thing is whenever you know, like I know what the market is about to do. Like I know what it's going to do, but yet it does some ugly mess
Yeah.
that is like, why did you have to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't you have to be, why couldn't you just be smooth and just go the direction I knew you were going to go?
Thing. And also, I also learned, I'm learning all this stuff the hard way, but that's how it sticks.
Yeah.
Managing percent versus sticking to my 2 to 3 trades a day is very dangerous because you can manage percent, but then let's say you look up, you like on your fourth, fifth trade or something.
Yeah. Yes.
And I know the longer I trade, the more my mental efficiency like it decreases. But I also don't like. I'm like I know what it's gonna do. You just gotta catch this rhythm. But um, yeah, to me that day the market like all last week for me and what I was trying to do, it was just moving. It was just moving choppy within that
Yeah.
candlestick. Um,
Just remember, if you don't hear me say it, nothing else ever again, and just remember that your strategy is a system, and the system is better than Kayla. The
mm,
system is better than Kirby. So my job is to find a system, lean on the system, and let the system be great. And I just follow the system's lead. All right. So just remember that. Find it, Kayla. Listen, find that system and
mm,
you stay to it.
yeah, no,
There's
I definitely.
that it's going to be so much smoother for you.
Yeah, and I know what works because like where I started with the original system, the frame, and trading my gold zones. I know that works, and it's so crazy because like you saying that like trust your system is similar to flying. They tell us
Really?
trust your instruments because when we're up and we're in the weather, we're in the clouds, we can't see anything. We're heads down in the cockpit. We're coming in by radar, trusting our system.
Mm-mm.
We probably can't even see the runway. We're tuned in
Mm-mm.
coming in with laser.
Uh-uh.
And it's like And they literally tell you, do not trust what you feel. Look at
Boy, listen. If
and
anybody should know, it should be you.
I know, and it's like,
Bro, what?
it's so crazy because everything comes full circle. It's like I literally know what works, and I'm like, it's like just ignore what's going on in your head or what you think you feel, and it's literally
Yeah.
the same thing. And it's so annoying because at the end of the day, we flesh. Flesh is always
Yes.
going to tempt you, like, hey, try this or do this.
Yes, bruh.
No,
Yes, bruh. Bruh, it's no different. Listen, the Bible, God literally gave us every tool. He taught us everything. He taught us how to be good in every aspect of our life, bro. Bruh, you were at a point where we're talking about trading. You're at a point where you have to literally deliver because your life is on the line. You can't see, and yet you have to believe in the system and believe in what you do. Ultimately, you have to believe in God, of course, but you had to focus on what you knew and just did it, applied it. Because why? The eyes lie. And
yeah,
the eyes always lie, bro.
it's
So
literally what it
you
is.
have to just focus on what you know is true, right? Because, like, I'm sure it's been times in your life where you're like, God, things look ugly. Things look very, very, very bad in my life right now. But the next thing you know, it seems like you have peace in those moments. God gets you out of those moments, and you're like, man, where did time go? Because the eyes lies, God oftentimes build you and build your character. It seems and like the weirdest ways he do it, but he does it. And it doesn't make sense. But if you just focus on the issues or you just focus on, things you see, life can look very ugly a lot of times.
Yeah, yeah,
Like when
yeah,
bills gotta be paid and you don't see no money in your account.
yeah,
Yet you still have a roof over your head. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, or you come up with the money in some shape or form. God bless you with the money, some shape or, however he does it, he does it. And it's all about, Lord, I'm going to give it to you and I'm going to have faith more than what I can see because what I see is crappy. And yeah.
You just
But
gotta
Caleb, we got to go over, that's our whole mission. We got to go over this. We got to go over your last week, bro.
got it. Let's do
Right.
it.
So let's look over everything. Okay. So this is Monday, the 25th, and it is again, I know you say you don't remember this day. So what I'll do is I'll just trade it how I would trade it if
Mhm.
I was trading this, right?
Yeah.
So, as you know, that I am looking for go zones, but this right here, Kayla, is not giving us much of nothing. There is this that you could panel off of, and that's this right here. Now, this isn't even clean. So
Mm.
I really don't like this. So because I don't really truly like this, and I see it looks like we got close to a double bottom down here. I just don't like this. This is ugly. This is not anything that is like, man, this is giving us some clean setup. So therefore, I'm looking for a second setup. I'm looking for a different setup that could help us, right? So I'm going to zoom out some, and I'm going to see what did price do previously. And I am seeing this right here. We got touch here, boom. Let's see what this is. Oof. Let's see what this is over here. And we're going to see what all we're doing, Kayla, we're just going to back it up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So boom. So this actually gave us something. The first one, this right here didn't give us nothing. But when we zoomed out, now I want you to understand that a lot of times things right here give us stuff, Kayla. So don't just I want you to master. This is what we have to master. I think this was a struggle the first time why this was hard for you is because of the zooming in, zooming out. So first thing is look at what is this doing? This right here does not give us nothing clean, Kayla. So because it's not nothing clean, we're just going to back up and let's see what is the next setup that's happening. Boom. You could have created this if you wanted to. So now you're just seeing gold zones all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
right? You could have seen this, but this is too old. Let's go to the one before this, which is actually affecting us now. So let me, so people can see this thing clearly. And Kayla, again, thank you for allowing me to go on Zoom today on our coaching call. I know usually this is private, but I wanted whoever in here might can get some help, with the same stuff, right?
Yeah, no problem, no problem. We all in it together, so.
So boom, this was another goal zone right here that we got touched. Now it didn't touch perfectly, but it was a touch. It kind of broke out, pushed back up. Cool. Right? But Kayla, guess what? This is our next goal zone in this. Is right here. I'm not going to even mark it because I believe we're about to hit it. So this was once over here was a resistance level because price, the ping pong effect, boom, 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 price broke out, right? Well, this is still in effect right now.
Just
This
it's support, right? Yes, looks like it's
Yeah. So now it just reverse roles. Where it was a resistance, it is now our support level. So boom, price came here to retest. This would have been an ideal perfect entry for us, but this is at 3 a.m. We don't care about what's going on at 3 a.m. Right? So price comes back up. Well, guess what, Kayla? If it comes back and touch this again, I'm going for it. Right? Win or lose, I'm going for it because it goes on, it's still respecting this support level, where this once resistance, now support level. So as soon as price gets here, boom, I'm touching that, right? So I probably would have lost that first trade. Boom. Let me say if I have a 30 stop loss. Wait. This is, what did I hit? Yes, so 30. So we haven't lost it yet. So we still have a chance, right? So boom, price pushes back up. So it came down here, but this would have been a difficult trade, right? So even though this is a winning trade, it still would have been a difficult trade because this is not clean. Nothing about this is really clean. We do have this right here, what you could call this a double bottom. Cool. But it's still not a perfect double bottom. So this is just not a clean trade. Again, we still won this trade, but this would have been a 3-1, but it still wasn't clean as I would want it to be clean, right? Because you got to remember, I'm still trying to defend. So I'm trying to put myself in a position where I can defend fast. This, I cannot defend fast, right? So like, I'm just kind of in this one, like, man, look, like there's a possibility that I lose a 1-1 today. And if I just wanted to cut my losses short, we're then cool. You could have cut your losses short if you just didn't like it, because again, this is a good day. Like, let's don't get it twisted. Now, this is still a good day, the 3-1, but it was not my ideal day. How about that? Right?
Yeah. I honestly, I probably would have cut my losses after that, like third, fourth candlestick. Like, it's still, because to me, like when you first look into it, it looks like a sideways market almost. That back there. So I'm like, I probably just would have called it, cut my losses early. And
that's it. And that would have been okay too. Again, this is one of those days where, it's not a great setup day, right? But
when you were zooming out for your framing, and I'll do that, and I don't know, I think a lot of my stuff is mind stuff because I'll frame it like that, but I'm just like, man, this looks too steep, this feels wrong, and I think I overthink it, and then I mess myself up because for some reason when it looks like funky, I feel like it's wrong. I think I'm doing something wrong, so I'll mess it up or something, or I think I'll overcomplicate it.
Yeah. I'm sure that, and what's so crazy is you're probably doing stuff the right way, and you just kind of being tough on yourself. Let me look at this. Let's see. I don't know. I just wanted to see if these two would have been more, But all right, so that first day, that's still a winning day, but that's a tough day. That's a tough trading day. If you was trading, in that way. If you was trading breakout at like 8:30, you probably would have had a great day. Which still was a good day though.
Yeah.
We still a good day.
No, last week I just feel like I was fighting the market every day. I just couldn't catch it.
Yeah. It'd be like that. Sometimes the market is just extremely ugly. It's extremely ugly. So right here, it is 6:45. And do you remember this trade? You know how you would do this trade right here?
This was
Oh, you and me go to 9:30, 9 o'clock. That's easier.
9:30. Yeah, that's when I usually come in at 9:30 in the morning.
Let me. 8:45. So okay, this is 9 o'clock.
Mhm. Okay, so if this is 9 o'clock for me, it looks
This candle is 9 o'clock. So this candle broke out at 9 o'clock.
okay. So the market looks bullish to me. And then if you zoom in a little bit, that area before the 9 o'clock, to me that looks like an area of consolidation. So
So
I'm
I'll go
probably
to five
market.
minutes.
Hmm?
So I'm gonna jump to the 5 minutes because that's what you want, right?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, the 5 minutes. So I'm looking at that area of consolidation right now. I'm like, okay, it keeps going back to that zone. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that area for it either to reject back to there or come back because it keeps playing around in that area to me. So yeah, I started framing it like that. Yeah.
You was doing just like that, wasn't you?
Yeah, just across or in the middle of it because
Yeah.
it keeps like I'm just looking. I was just basing it off. Okay, where does it keep consolidating and riding
Mm-hmm.
wave either back to my consolidation zone or waiting
Mm-hmm.
for it to break out of it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so if you would have caught this one right here, boom, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably didn't even do that, did you?
So I have to go back. So like all my trades, were all of them weren't losing, but my losses were bigger than my wins. So
Got you.
like
Okay.
the what's that guy name? The Einstein of Wall Street. He was like, never turn a winning day into a losing day, and that's what I kept doing.
That is a fact. He told you something when he said that. He told me. He said a mouthful. Look, he told you something,
That's what
bro.
I'm
That
doing.
is a fact, bro.
Because, like
That
I said, my frame was there and my information was there, and I had an idea of what it was going to do. But it's like I don't know. I was just fighting the market. I don't know.
bro, that is a fact. That's why I say, like, listen, I don't care. My first trade is a win, and it's a decent, it can be decent. It's not a great day. It's a decent day. Well, guess what? I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
through. Like, maybe
yeah,
I get a better day tomorrow. Like, today was still solid. I made money today. I'm going home for today. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, bro, listen, he told you something. You need to listen to that one, okay? Because that hurt. That used to happen to be so much, bro. My feelings would be so hurt whenever I had a winning day. And because of greed, I kept going. It wasn't enough. And daggone, I smoked my whole account. Like,
I'm just like, man, it's early. I know I can get something else. Like, nah, I got a goal in mind. Yeah.
bro, it's gonna be a moment I was about to cry. Because that is probably the worst feeling. Like I'm about to cry. Like I'm sitting in front of the computer screen, really debating on crying or not.
I was so mad last week. I'm like, if you just would have stopped after the first trade, second trade, man,
Yes,
I get it.
bro. If I would have just stopped, why would I keep going? And now I'm like angry with myself. Like, what was you thinking?
And
I
he
was,
told me every time.
why would you do that? So yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. But
So
like I said, even just like and as I look, and even if I'm having a good day or a bad day, I can kind of eye now like those zones of consolidation where it
yeah,
keeps turning to or where
right.
it just looks flat through there. Like that's giving me some information.
Yeah.
So like even though my framing did kind of change a little bit, it still made sense. So I
Yes,
think
that's what it's about.
as I'm going through it, I think a lot of my stuff might have been just like psychological, just
Mm-hmm.
but even though I can see those zones of consolidation and stuff, I still like my original framing is what we just did, just riding those go zones because I can
Yeah.
still get good profit results and ride those waves because if it's ping ponging, I'm kind of expecting, what it's going to do.
That's it. And the cool thing about the ping pong, bro, you don't have to catch a lot. Like, bro, you don't have, that's ugly. You don't have to, and just so you know, sometimes I have to play around with my go zones. So it's like there are a lot of days where I just look at it. It might take like 30 seconds for me to see my entry, but then there are days where it's like, bro, this is nasty. And so it takes me a few moving things around for it to click and say, this is my gold zone right here, right? So this right here is a solid gold zone. And the reason for that is, so at 9, it is 6:45. But this right here, we got a touch. We got a nice clean touch here, nice touch here. Price is touching all through here. So you see price comes up, touch, bounce. Price comes out, breaks out. Price comes in, touch again, comes that. And it's just really respecting this zone here. Price comes back up, respect this area level here and pushes back up, right? So this, I understand that, okay, this is a key level for me. So Kayla, I personally will wait until price comes back down here because that's the only thing that's given is that I may with a very, very tight stop loss. Let me get my rectangle out. I may catch this. The reason I'm catching this is because of time. So, I always tell you time is so important. So the reason I will catch this is because this is the foundation of this, right? So if
Yep.
we're in a downtrend, I go to the highest point. That is the foundation.
Mm.
Right. So I understand that or if price breaks this, that means that the whole market is reversing to the upside. But
Mhm.
as of now, I am going to look for price to like this is the safety. So if you play football, if anybody's in here and you play football, you understand that you have to have that safety back there. That's the last defense. This is the last defense of this whole downtrend right here. Okay.
Mhm.
Even if we was in the uptrend. So let me find one right here. So this one right here is perfect. So if you look over here, boom, we got this going up. And let's say we got this right here. All right. It's not clean, but it'll do. This right here is a final defense of the downtrend. So that means that let's say that price was to come up here and break out to this downside. I'm not trading none of this. The only way I would trade this is if price breaks out, price retests. I might get in for the retest to short the market
Mhm.
and wait to the push back down,
Mhm.
right? But this is like at that point, I understand that there's a high chance that price could just push it to the upside because we're already in this uptrend.
Mhm.
But this down here, oh my gosh, this is a huge go zone because this is our last defense.
Yeah.
This is what double bottoms are created at for major pushes back up if we stay in this uptrend. Okay.
So just to confirm what you were saying, so you were saying if it would have broke that bottom downtrend, you still wouldn't have shorted the position. You would have waited for it to retest and then go back to that original go zone to enter that short position.
Say it one more time. So, all right, okay, let me just try to confirm. So, are you saying this goes on here, Kayla?
Yeah. So you were saying if
Mm-hmm.
it kept going down and would have broke that trend line,
Yep.
okay. You said you wouldn't have taken it until it touched the your support again and then
Yes.
broke back to the downside.
Yes, because you got to remember the time that I'm trading at, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, so at 9 o'clock, 9:30, it could just boom straight down because there's a lot of volatility in the market at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even if I was trading at 9:30, I wouldn't depend on volatility. I would still wait if it touches here. So like this would be the go zone. So if I'm looking for if price boom comes out, I am not messing with this. I'm not shorting this right here. I'm waiting. So I'm waiting until price comes back up. If it gives us a good push, like it has to give us a clean push. It can't just be a little baby. Like, no, it has to give us a nice clean push down. Once I see it come back up, I'm going to short once it touched this line again.
Mm-hmm.
This is my key goal zone. This line is my goal zone.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it comes up here, I'm catching it to the downside,
Yeah.
right? Now, if it comes down here, I'm catching this to go to the upside.
Yeah.
Now, if price just breaks down here, well, then guess what? I lost today and I'm done,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it broke out of my safety. And so because it broke out of my safety, it's like it's just free game. And I really don't want to, at that point, I'd be kind of trading the breakout. And I really don't want to trade the breakout. I'd rather trade the retest. Okay.
Right.
So I am curious. Let's see what this would do. So boom. So boom. I was catching that right here. So as soon as this green candle hit, I was catching this.
Running it back down. Yeah.
I'm riding that back now, right? And again, this ain't clean, Kayla. Like this is not ideal. I mean, it is cutting like it, this is not still clean, but it's because there's a lot of volatility. But once I seen price push back down here, okay, you better believe that this is coming back down here. Like
Mm.
I'm probably gonna have this at like 10, maybe lower,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm chilling. Like I'm okay if I lose this, you know?
And as we are going over this, I actually do remember this day. So I was trading breakouts.
Hmm.
So I had a similar go zones. Okay, maybe it's going to retest there. So it did. And once I saw that green candlestick, I'm like, hey, maybe it's going to break out to the
Hmm.
upside and go back and retest that higher candle to the left. I was like, maybe
Yeah.
go in there. So I would have went long. It would have busted me, but I would have went long.
Hmm.
Because I was looking for a breakout,
Hmm.
and it just would have faked me out. Because I would have been anticipating. Well, I did anticipate. I was like, maybe it's going to retest to that previous high since it
Right.
broke that.
And it's like, again, there is no perfect way of doing this. So like by you seeing that, I see what you see. Like
Mm-hmm.
I see exactly why you would have did this. You could have caught this breakout right here. This right here, let's say that this was non-existent. Let's say you wasn't paying attention to this. You didn't see this. This right here, you could have caught that. Like I can see anybody catching this breakout.
Mm-hmm.
That's a clean breakout, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just, you know, I just that's just I just don't trade like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but it's nothing wrong with trading like that either. So you just got to be mindful. You just got to be, I encourage everybody to do what works for them,
yeah.
right?
And that's what I'm saying. So, like, I don't know if I explained it right, but so the foundation of that trend line, that first candlestick in the go zone,
Right
yeah,
here.
there, yeah,
Yep.
to the
Yeah.
so this one right here, okay. So
Yep.
I had a go zone mark right there, right?
Nice.
So that candlestick, it touched my go zone and it broke out. So
Yeah.
I would have went long because I'm assuming, hey, maybe it's going to retest from to that back to that previous high.
Gotcha. I see exactly what you're saying. You was
Yeah.
talking about this one right here.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe
Yeah.
it's headed up there. And then
Yeah.
my method was, okay, I think it's going to break out to the upside to the previous high. And I'm just going to ride it up and do
Mhm.
a trailing stop loss as it goes up. That's
Gotcha.
that's been my method.
Yeah. You was looking for that volatility. So for you, a perfect word was just a straight beeline up
Yeah,
here.
somewhere in there, and
Right.
just do a trailing stop loss
Right.
to
That's
where
it.
it stops. At
I
least try to get
understand.
2 or 3 to 1 or something.
Yeah, I totally understand it. That is that's what I used to do. Like, but unfortunately the market don't do what we want it to do. Like, and I mean by that, like it may go where you want it to go, but it's the way it gets there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's the frustrating part. So yeah, I get why you would do that. I get why you would have did that. So look, boom. Look at that breakout, right? So that broke out right there, 9:30. I was done though. Like I'd have been done.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, that's very messy, very extremely messy. I'm not trading,
yeah.
right?
I could not catch a rhythm. I was Yeah. I think that's the one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was going crazy that day. I
Yeah.
couldn't catch nothing.
So this right here, though, this would have been a 1-to-1 for you, though. So like that initial trade, that first trade that you would have took. So if you would have just had a 30, that would have been a 1-to-1 for you. And when you're trying to get your rhythm, it's okay to take these quick profits off the table, like these 1-to-1s, or I know people would tell you, I know a lot of people would tell you, hey, don't take 1-to-1s. I used to say the same thing, but listen, if you're consistent, if 1-to-1s are in your favor a lot, take them.
Yeah, it adds up. Yeah, yeah,
It adds up very quickly, right? And especially if you're playing great defense when you're not, it's not often that you're losing a whole 1-to-1. Now that 1-to-1 don't look like a 1-to-1 anymore, right?
yeah.
So, this day was tough. You still had success in this day though, if you would have, what I'm saying, just trade that reversal. But that's look at that. It's nasty. That's Kayla. There's nothing you can do on that day. That
Yeah. And
as a
I would have small wins, but my losses were bigger than
hmm
wins. So, um, But yeah, like to me, like all last week was just so
It was
choppy.
nasty. Yeah.
It was for my experience level because I'm so brand new, but I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Now, this is Wednesday. Do you remember this day?
no,
No. Okay.
I don't know.
So I'm a
So to me, this looks bearish for Wednesday.
mhm. So by you looking at this, do you know how you? Oh well, it's not. Let me just mark this up how I will do it real quick.
Okay.
Then you would just tell me. Then you just share with me how you do it. The reason only reason I'm saying that is just because it's 7 o'clock. I don't want to see what's gonna happen and then be like, oh, I did that. I would have did that.
Yeah.
I want us to really see what we're gonna do. This is how we get better, right?
Yeah.
So boom, this is what we seeing. Now, this right here, you know what I'm about to say. Where's my goals on that, Kayla?
So you got one right there.
Yeah.
At your support line
Mm-hmm.
here. All right, and then
Yeah.
you got one right there,
Yeah.
and then that almost kind of touched it, but I wouldn't really consider it because it kind of
Yeah.
got there and then faked back out.
So what I'm thinking about right here at this moment is price, touch here, price breaks out, price comes in retest, price breaks out, price comes in retest again, right? But we got this double bottom right here. So now we're in a situation, we're in a sticky situation.
If you have that double bottom right there, so for me, I'm like, all right,
Move
maybe
on.
it's going to break out and go back to the upside.
Yeah.
We're at a double
Yep.
bottom. So I would kind of be cautious, but then I also
Mm-hmm.
want to execute because I want to catch that wave up of what I think is going to happen. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I will be kind of confused on what to do, honestly, because I'm
Right.
expecting two different things because I see a double bottom.
Right. You tell you what I'm gonna do?
What do you do?
I'm catching this right here. The reason I'm catching it right here is just because I'm gonna be obedient to the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I see that I do. It's clear that we have a double bottom, but I'm going to wait until price touches this line. Even though it's a smudge, we almost there. But I'm gonna wait till price touches this line here. Price touches this line. I'm going to have a super tight stop loss. The reason for that is because, like you just said, now I'm still not dumb to the fact that there is a double bottom there.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. So, but again, I'm going to just be obedient to the strategy. So let's just see. I'm very curious on what's about to happen. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, see, he didn't give us the touch that we wanted. It didn't give us the touch that we wanted. That's what we're looking for. So look, boom, price breaks out. All right. So look, boom. That right here though, this is another goat zone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you okay, so whenever I reverse it, do you watch how the candle moves, and this is how it moved whenever it hit. So it's gonna come up, and then we're gonna see like a huge like wick, and then we're gonna see the candle come back up. Okay, don't wait till that deletes. Boom, you see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever it came red killer, that means that price came right here and it respected it like crazy, and it came all the way down here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once that happened, I'm tightening this up. Like I understand, like, okay, this is like I cool. I'm tightening this up crazy. Boom. Broke out. Guess what? I lost the trade for the day. Now, if I would have just kept this up here or kept it at 30, whatever it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and actually let me see something here. Yeah, so I would have left it right there. So if I'd have just kept it at 30 or maybe had it at 20, being on the safe side, well, guess what, Kayla? This is a crazy day, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But for me, because I lost that first trade and we got that strong wick to the downside, I'm going to probably tighten this up really tight. Now, that's not something that you have to do, right? You clearly see that sometimes it can burn you. Like this would have burned you if you would have had it super tight. But if you would have kept everything normal at 30, well, this would have been a really, really big day for you today, you know?
Yeah. And I typically try to keep it at 30 until I hit, 1 to 1, then I pull it to break even. And after that, I kind of trail.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of trail behind at like half the candlestick before or the wick. It just kind of depends on how it's moving. But
Yeah.
I try to give it good breathing room because at one point I had my stop loss too tight and I couldn't, I'm out of the trade before it even, gets momentum.
Yeah.
So um But yeah, that day that would have been, even though I see the double bottom and stuff, it still would have been a little bit tricky because it could have went either way.
Yeah. Some days get like that. So for me, my number one thing that I'm trading is US 30, and then I'll jump to really US 30. That's like my number one, US 30. And if I don't not really like the US 30, or I'm seeing a different setup in like NASDAQ or SPX 500, I'll also take those trades too. But US 30 is probably like my number one main choice. But again, if I'm seeing setups somewhere else, I'm gonna still take it.
Yeah.
But you know, but yeah, Kayla.
It's so crazy because as we're going back testing, everything makes sense. But like when you're in the market and it's moving in real time and you just
Mm-hmm.
those waves, it's just a
Yeah,
whole different vibe. You just don't know until you jump into it.
bro, that is so true. You know what? Like, so I already talked to you about it, but that I'm going to create that program where like we're going to discuss there's three things in trading. Like whenever you're about to take a trade, there's three emotional states that we go through, and that's before we take a trade, that's why we're executing, and there's also an emotional segment that we go through when we're about to exit. And so our emotions are literally in a wave from the moment that we start looking at the trading screen, preparing for a trade, um, the moment that we're about to execute a trade, and the moment we're about to exit a trade. We go through like five different emotions. And the root of all those emotions is like a fear factor.
Yeah.
If it's not a fear factor, then it's a FOMO. FOMO is huge whenever you're about to exit a trade. Like, oh my gosh, what if price keeps going out? I'm gonna just wait and see if it go up a little bit more. And then, you know what I'm saying? Or like, there's so many different ways of emotions that we go through.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely struggle with FOMO for
yeah,
sure. Because I'll have like a target number, but I'm like, it's moving. It's just like just keep trailing your stop loss and just But you have to, and then that's where discipline comes in. You have to stick to your discipline. Like, okay, I
that's
got
it.
this number. I hit this number. Cool. Even if you're doing a trailing stop loss, that is your safety net. But sometimes, like, take what you got and just go home. Just call it.
Oh, listen, you can be happy. You can be happy.
Yeah, because if you think about it, where we are now, and like most people are working 9 to 5, we done in a couple hours, and we making it even more or the same thing as them. So same thing as them. So just like take your money, go home, get off the
Bro, you
computer.
listen, that is it. I think I literally, my last video I just made, I talked about stipulations.
Mm,
And trading has a lot of stipulations, right? Well, I talked about success of like the success and belief and like faith, belief and non-belief. And but there's another way that you can see that as well is with stipulations in trading. And that is um it having there's so much opportunity in the market. Like there's hundreds of markets you can trade. There's hundreds of opportunity. There's thousands of millions of dollars that are moving that you have access to. All you got to get right is these little green and red candles. That's all you got to get right.
yeah,
And there's so much opportunity, but yet it's not real at the same time. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying? It's like
yeah, yeah,
it's so much opportunity, but yet it's really limited. You get what I'm saying? So like it's really weird. It's very weird because if you don't do things the right way, this thing will kill you.
yes.
You
Trading gives you, what's that saying? I'm gonna give you enough rope to hang yourself, and that's what trading does. It gives you so much freedom. It gives you
Yes.
rope to hang yourself.
Yes.
Because if you
Yes.
don't stay disciplined, if you get greedy, if you get
Oh
emotional,
my
it
God.
gives you enough rope to hang
That
yourself.
is so good. I've never heard that, but that is so good, bro.
Every time.
That is so good because that is so true. Like it is so weird. It's like it is weird, Taylor. And that's why I believe I was in the shower. I don't know if I told you that, but I was in the shower one night and I had a bad day in trading. This is a little while ago, and I was just praying like, Lord, like, what is the issue with us as traders? And he dropped this thing on my heart that was so heavy. And it was so simple though. It was so simple. He was like, the problem with traders is traders need accountability partners. If they have accountability partners, then things change forever as a trader. I'm like, accountability partner, right? Caleb. So I go online, right? And I look up, now watch this. I'm gonna give you some statistics real quick. I cannot spell today. Okay, it says research studies display that committing your goals to someone gives you a 65% chance of completing them, at least. However, having a specific accountability partner increases that success rate to 95%. Okay, now the word also says iron sharpens iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you have a business and you have a job, a regular job, I don't care if you work at Starbucks, you have your manager and you have everyone under the manager. The manager's job is to be accountable, to hold everyone accountable to what they need to be doing.
Yeah.
Right? The problem is, as traders, we sit behind the screen and there's nobody to hold us hostage, to hold us accountable for nothing that we're doing. So yet we're trying to deal with a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of emotions on our own, right? The only voice that we hear is ourselves. The
Yeah.
only voice that we're dealing with is ourselves. That is why we're failing. But what if I was sitting beside you on the screen and I'm like, Caleb, listen, you told me your rule was 1 to 2 trades. I'm watching you take 1 to 2 trades. Hey, Caleb, how did it today go? Did you stick to your rules? You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Like, what if you had an accountability partner that would change the game for you as a trader? Because now the only voice you're hearing is not yourself and your own sin that's within you. You're not fighting that alone now. Now you have somebody that's actually beside you, like, yo, you know
Yeah.
what you're doing? Is this an A+ trade for you today? Is this a really good setup for you today? Are you second guessing yourself? Right?
Yeah. And definitely because like even if your accountability partner can't be trading with you, if you
Right.
still have to report back to someone
Yes.
even like if I text you and you don't text me back or something because you're busy or whatever, fine, but you still have to like report back to someone, tell them like, man, I moved real stupid today. And then just writing that out and texting that out is so humbling and so
Bruh.
like you don't want to tell them about, and because you know
Bruh.
what you did wrong. I'm like, man, I had a bad day. I did this. I was revenge trading, blah blah blah. But
Bruh.
it makes you stand in your mess and assess it
Yes.
because like
And now,
you gotta speak on
next time you're like, yo, I don't want to have to send that text out. I'm not to just stick to it because I know. You see what I'm saying?
it. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you have like I am not by my like I don't just deal with this stuff alone. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. That is whenever that was in my heart, bro, it was like, oh my gosh, that is so simple. But yet that is life changing for a trader.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
just having somebody, some people need a manager because they struggle in managing themselves, especially in this game of trading.
Yeah,
Like, bro,
definitely. And it's crazy because, like you said, like a lot of times we're alone in a room on a computer, no one to like, hey, what you doing in there? Like you get to
yeah,
like nothing. And then the longer you trade, the more irrational thoughts you have. So you have to have some hard stops. And for me, I kind of go by time frame. And usually I want to be done with trading by like 11 or 12. I'm like, hey, by then, good or bad, take your wins, take your loss, and be done with it. A lot of times I try to do like 11, and then transition to something else in the day, and just like keep going with your day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I try. That's what I try to do. Either I'm going to like my second job, or I'm just gonna do something completely unrelated to trading, and then maybe that night I may back test or something. But by this time, you need to be done, wrapped up, with a bed, call it a day.
Makes things so much more easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Make things so much more easier, bro. But Kayla, look, I hope tonight was extremely helpful.
Yeah, definitely. It was. It was.
This thing just disappeared my screen again. Okay.
Yeah, today was good. Going back over, and I'm just like, and you were saying how those 2 days we did. I'm like, maybe I'm tripping, or maybe I'm just not experienced enough, or maybe it's my level. But the market to me was moving kind of weird.
Oh, what? No, it wasn't just you. It was ugly.
Yeah, I'm just like, but I'm so new. I've never experienced that. The time frame that I've been coming in, the market's been moving pretty good.
Yeah.
So last week was my first week. Like, okay, girl, you're not ready for chopping markets. Like, you guys are your defense good. So it's just real life experience. So, but yeah, this was good. This is it helped me process my thoughts and stuff and what I thought was going on. So I'm definitely gonna go back long term, a longer game, and go back to 7 a.m. 15 minute. That works better for me versus breakouts. It's two, and I don't want to have to wait for a breakout. I want to anticipate my ping pong. I kind of know where it's going. If it breaks out, cool. If not, but I know where that ball is going, or I have some kind of idea of what it's doing, and
Yeah.
call it.
I'm going to the well, we already discussed, but for those that are watching in the chat, I am going to create something for us all that we can do as we just talked about, and that is trade together if we can, right? If you're able to. So I used to have the signal room before, but I feel like the signal room was not what it was supposed to be, just because there's not enough communication. If we don't have enough communication, then someone's always going to be stranded. So I want to be able to um, send out signals, but in a setting like this, right? Where I can actually talk and you guys actually can be in here and see why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you're comfortable taking the same trade I'm taking, you could take that same trade. Um, yeah. So it is still essentially be a signal room, but it will be more it will be more coach based centered, I guess you can call it. Maybe where I'm actually like walking you, like telling you what I'm thinking while I'm trading, you know?
Like a visual trading room. That's gonna be good for sure.
Yeah. So literally like we get on here at 6:45. Like y'all, I'm looking at this, I'm seeing this. Okay, boom, I'm buying right now. And I'm moving my stop loss here. The reason I'm doing this is because of this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's detail. That's a detailed signal room, and you can visually see and walk you through. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it can be. I pray that it can be helpful. I definitely gotta
No, that is because like you explaining why you're doing it. Because a lot of times, a lot of people send out signals like, "Hey, buy now, sell now,"
yeah.
or
And that's
just
what I'm looking
back
for right
down on
now.
why. And then you're also showing us like, "Okay, I'm taking this because X, Y, Z." So that also teaches you, okay, well, how to enter and exit trades or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be.
And I want you guys to be like comfortable. Like if you see something different than what I see, like that's cool, bro. Like I ain't know,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like I want you to be comfortable. Like, okay, Curb, if he's exiting here, well, I don't think I should exit here, so I'm not gonna exit here. Cool, don't exit there. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people to understand, like, yo, there is no like I'm only me and you are you. So I just want to be in position to help you if you need it. But shoot, if you don't need it, do your thing and kill the market. How about this? Show me how to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So so we're gonna we're gonna get to it though. We're gonna get to it. Michaela, it is about time for me to go to bed. Uh, I don't know. I want to see who won that football game.
This was good for me and true. About 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm wrapping up, about to get in the bed. I stayed up for this.
You say you stayed up for this
Yeah, I go to bed early, man. I be beating my grandma to bed about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or something.
for real?
Yeah,
You're like an old person, bro.
but I get up early though, cause ain't nothing to do. I'm going to bed. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't young no more. I'm going to
It
bed.
really don't mean that. Listen, so I got my son, and so like he goes to sleep. I tell myself I be crazy tired, but I tell myself like he sleep. I'm about to try to stay up as long as I possibly can just to have some my time, some personal time, and I don't be doing nothing. I'm talking about I just be watching TV like, why am I not going to bed right now? But I just the feeling of him being asleep and I'm up. It's like, and then I'd be daggone struggling in the morning, man.
Man, my brother said the same thing. He called me. He was like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "You know, I'm asleep. Like, what? Is something wrong?" He like, "No, I'm just talking." I'm like, "It's my free time." I'm like, bro, it's like 11,
This,
12. This
bro,
is
it
my free
is,
time. I'm
bro.
like, I'm going to sleep, sir.
Like, you just up and just daggone.
Yes,
Yeah, my wife is like that too, though. She goes to sleep very early. Or
yeah.
like 9 or 10, maybe.
No, I'm out. I don't have a certain sleep schedule. I don't know if it's because previous work stuff or whatever. Like
No.
whenever I get tired, I'm out.
Yeah.
Out.
You
Well,
know,
all right, man. I appreciate it. I'm about to pack up and I don't know. I kind of got some more back testing left in me. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm not. Last week didn't sit right in my spirit. I don't know. I might.
listen, Kayla, it could just be the market. So, okay, I don't think I've ever told you this, but sometimes when you keep back testing bad markets, it gets to your mental. And
Mhm.
so you start contorting the way that you trade because of a bad market.
Mhm.
Don't do that.
Okay.
All
So okay.
right.
Let,
So
let it
don't
rest.
keep like let's say that you was the back test and then you lost your back test and you're like, oh my God, why did I lose? Let me try to switch it up. No. It just went against you. Okay.
Mhm. So
Because
just go to
I
bed.
know what you're doing. I know that you're back testing to be perfect. You're
Yeah.
back testing to be perfect every day, but you have to understand that every day brings something new. So what Kayla has to do is back test to a point where you understand, like, okay, this would have been a bad day for me. Back test to the point where you just say, okay, this has just been a bad day for me. That's it, right? Because what you don't want to do is you're going to back test, you're going to lose, you're going to try to find a new way of seeing it, and then you're going to win, and you're going to say, okay, and then you're going to back test again, and then you're going to try to apply what you just tried to apply, what you just won with, and you're going to be like, it didn't work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you're going to always be in this back testing of trying to have a perfection of a back test. No, you back test to make sure that your strategy is successful,
Mhm.
not perfect, because you're going to keep contorting and you're going to keep switching. And then the next time you trade, you're going to be nervous.
And it gets confusing. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Wait, what? What's step one again? Type thing. Yeah.
Yes. So just it's okay that you lost. Just accept it. All right. Like
I'm on a mission, man. I told you. Look. Yeah. No. I am. I get it. I'm just. Last week really opened my eyes because the markets is choppy. You always hear about it,
the
but
market was very bad. Like I looked at it, bro. Listen, that was ugly, ugly. There was nothing that beat you up.
yeah, I'm like, okay, it's ugly, cool, whatever. But how do I roll with the ugliness? Like I'm trying to.
I know that you was so frustrated.
I was
You
mad all
was
week last week.
so frustrated.
Man.
Like, especially when you got that prop firm and you just see it just trickling away. I'm just can't do this.
like my margin was just like, bro. I was just like,
I'm sorry to be laughing. I'm sorry
no,
to be laughing,
because
but bro,
now
I know that feeling, bro.
it just get tired. It's tired. Like you say, I'm like, nah, the day to day, we're gonna reverse it. Like I'm like, I got 200 left. I got
And
300.
then what I would do is I would get in a trade and I would just say, I'm holding this to a 5-1. I don't care what. Like today gonna be a huge day because I'm gonna
Yes.
get all this back today. I know that feeling.
Never
Listen,
made it.
don't do that, John. Don't. It is. Listen, that's what we're talking about. Where it's stipulations. So, like, bro, the market, it's like it plays tricks on you. Don't let it play a trick on you. You be in control. You don't got to ride the whole wave. You can take your money. I'm going home today. I'm taking this, whatever this is. I'm closing. And tomorrow, when I look at the account, it's gonna be more than I had yesterday. I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So listen, don't you trading tomorrow?
No, well, yeah, nah, I don't think so. I think
You
I'm
are
honestly,
probably.
I'm just like, man, I'm going
You
back to
probably gonna
I'm
trade
just
tomorrow, bro.
chilling, huh? I don't know if I say that word. I'm gonna, but no, this week I think I only traded once or twice. I just been
Yeah.
like trying to get my stuff together. I'm like, what is going on? I feel more confident. I know I say, oh, I'm not gonna do it until next week, but I probably will. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, so how about this? Maybe not this week. 'Cause what's today? Today already Thursday. So tomorrow's Friday. So I don't even know if I'm trading tomorrow. I may not trade tomorrow.
Mm.
I may not trade tomorrow. But next week, maybe we have like 1 or 2 days where we get in a live zone
Mm-hmm.
or we trade it.
Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be up at 7 a.m. though.
I'll be up. I'm up. I'll be up then.
Okay, let me ask you one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already know. What time you typically wake up?
I'll wake up crazy times like 4 or 5, sometimes 3. I just be up looking crazy. I'll be outside walking.
Okay. So I know whenever you wake up, bro, and you look at that market and it's like it's 7 o'clock and you know you'll be trading at like 9, you probably be anticipating like waiting like I'm excited to get into the market. Like I'm ready for 9 o'clock. I'm ready to start looking for a setup.
Which I know is not good, but sometimes the first thing I do is I need to pick up my phone. Let me see what it's looking like. And it be random times. And I know I have to get out of that, but I'm just like, let me just see what's going on, get ready. The sun ain't even up yet. I'm looking at my phone.
Bruh, listen, it's so funny hearing you say this because, bruh, that was me. Like, bruh, I used to look at my phone and trading all day. And I would do stuff like this, like, this is so weird. This is so weird. But I would do stuff like, let's say I'm watching a game, I'm watching a football game, and my mind is like focused on the football game. Like, my mind is on the game. That's where my head is at.
Yeah.
I have this moment of like, oh shoot, I need to make sure I remember how I did my strategy, and I just go and start back testing out of nowhere, and it's like because I feel like I'm about to lose, like I lost all my memory on trading.
I will like I'm so bad right now. I treat trading view like social media. I just pop on there. Let me just do it. Let me run a back test. Let me just look at it. Like I'm on Instagram. I'm just scrolling around, looking at everything. I don't even
That
have
is so funny, bro. I know that feeling, bro.
I gotta get out of that phase. I don't know if this is
Bro,
like
I know that. Listen, and it's not, and you going over the same dates over and over and over and over and over again.
just looking at everything. And I think it's because I just want to win so bad. Not like I just want to do good. Like this is what I want to do. I'm so
Yeah.
interested in it, and I want to like be a master at my skills. But
Yeah, yeah.
I need to get some healthy boundaries with my relationship with trading because like I just feel like it's crazy right now.
Bruh, that's it. Like you just said it, have some healthy boundaries. So I would say be intentional. So maybe all jokes aside though, be intentional. So maybe you have maybe 30 minutes out your day, an hour out your day. Maybe you do that once or 30 minutes, maybe in the morning or 30 minutes, maybe at night or right before you trade. Right. So like sometimes if you like think of an athlete, right? Before they play their game, they always go and they do some kind of workout. They stretch, They might do a little jog. If you play basketball, you do some drills, you shoot around, you just get yourself warmed up for the market today. So maybe before you start trading, you start back testing and you just get yourself like accustomed and find a rhythm in your back test and then
Mhm.
go straight to the time where you trade at and you do the same thing. So now it's like a rhythm. So now you're like I done back test 3 days. Maybe you find like 3 solid days for you. And you just keep going back to those days, you retest it, or you just do some random days. But you find a rhythm. Okay, success this day, success this day. I'm going into this day. My brain is already acclimated and looking for what I need to look for. And now when I get into it, I'm not like just getting to the game cold. Like I actually warmed up. I actually found that rhythm. So now when I'm looking for my setup, I just stay in that same rhythm. So you know what I'm saying? It's just you're just doing it, right? It's like you're back testing, but it's actually live,
Yeah,
right?
that makes
So start doing that. That will that would actually help out a lot because I'm sure whenever you find that rhythm in back testing, you just start flowing. Like,
sense.
okay, I see this. Okay, 9 o'clock, I see this. Okay, I do this. I do this. Do the same thing, and then maybe you do it before you go to bed. You just hop in there and you just do like a quick back test. Look, you know, make sure everything is coping steady with you, and boom. But I back test every blue moon throughout the day. So like randomly, I might just start back testing a little bit. Um, but I don't nearly dedicate the time like I used to in
Mhm.
looking at it.
Yeah.
But it would be more smart for you just to have intentional time. I think actually you having more intentional times will benefit you more than
Mhm.
just constantly looking at it because it's just there.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It'll actually feed you more being intentional. It's like going to the gym.
yeah,
Right? So like I'm dedicating an hour or 30 minutes and I'm about to push, I'm about to work this out, and then I'm done.
yeah.
It becomes muscle memory for you.
Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. Like I've heard that a million times. It's up here. I have to apply. Like it makes sense. I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like my laptop is always right there. My phone is always right there. I ain't
Yeah.
doing. Let me back test. Let me see, because like I just gotta have a healthy relationship with it.
That, that's it.
But
It gotta become boring.
yeah,
Right now, it's not boring. Right now, it's you're trying to master it. Right now, you're in the right place. Like you being hungry for it is the right thing. Like you're not doing anything bad at all. So don't think you're doing anything bad. I'm just trying to help you to cultivate it in the right way, right? So because right now it's just you just love to do it and you're really trying to get really, really good at doing it. So now we're trying to put a fence around it so that it's actually healthy and you're actually not wasting time or doing more damage because just because you're doing a lot does not mean that you're being productive.
yeah,
You
yeah,
want to make sure that you are being productive in what you do. So you won't be wasting a bunch of time doing nothing and thinking you're doing something. So be intentional. Trade only the time that you're actually going to be trading
yeah,
and just continue doing that. And
yeah.
you just know.
Yeah, I always do that. I always load back up to like 9 o'clock, like how I actually come in, and I
Mhm.
do that. But I just do it 9 o'clock, whatever day. I'll go all the way back months and months. I just gotta, like I said, just keep that boundary
That's it.
for
And
sure.
things will be so much more better. And you'll still see success and you'll be fine.
Sure. Well,
But
man, I gotta
Kim,
get up out of here.
yes, I am tired,
My
bro.
battery's down. Getting fall asleep.
I am tired. So look, great talking to you. Definitely got some good things done tonight. So yeah.